Recognize Ms. Lee from Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am afraid that we are witnessing the biggest con in real time. Our federal government is being fleeced by a handful of billionaires at the expense of everyday people. They're what we call unelected billionaire oligarchs, and they are not trying to right-size the government. They're not trying to make things more efficient or improve services. They want to eliminate their competition and grow their private coffers. The collective net worth of the president's cabinet is over $460 billion. That is unprecedented in our country's history, even counting the days of the robber barons, or when the only folks who could serve in government were landowning wealthy white men. This isn't just government by the top 1%. It is government by the top 0.0001%. And these aren't just disinterested outsiders who are benevolent volunteers coming in to help us situate our government, right? These are people who have conflict of interests. They have financial stakes. They are even tied to litigation against the very agencies that they have been tasked to lead. Musk alone has nearly 100 government contracts across 17 federal agencies that total $3 billion. By all accounts, Musk is now running rampant through our federal agencies, accountable to no one, and doing what he pleases with federal systems and data with no transparency and no oversight. It's still unclear if he has security clearance or if he's passed a background check. He certainly hasn't filed any financial disclosures. This is absolutely outrageous, and Americans are rightfully mad. This is the Committee on Oversight, one of the most important committees, particularly in this era, yet Republicans did not bring Elon Musk, the private citizen, given access to all other private citizens' data, and the one leading all of this chaos. And just this morning, they blocked our efforts to bring him in. Musk has a bunch of 20-something-year-old child cronies accessing highly sensitive information and technology at the Office of Personnel Management, the General Services Administration, and Department of Treasury. They also have not been invited to testify before us today. So I think we need to ask ourselves, why does an unelected billionaire need access to Americans' Social Security numbers and the $6 trillion payment system? And if this operation is so legit, why is there no transparency? Why are we pretending this is about right-sizing? The only logical answer is greed and corruption. Dr. Resch, do you agree that there is a corruption risk with this level of unaccountable access, and that Musk could use this data to gain an advantage over his competitors?
Whenever there is no security clearance, there is a corruption risk. Whenever there is entanglements in terms of being a contractor or a contracted entity and a regulated entity, but with access to data or unfettered access to protected government data, there is a risk of corruption.
Thank you so much. Beyond Musk and the rest of the cabinet appointees, just look at the powerful tech CEOs who had front row seats to Trump's inauguration and also have financial stakes with the very agencies that Trump is now looking to fundamentally overhaul. Nearly every executive action taken so far has been designed to make corruption easier. In the first week alone, Trump fired 17 inspectors general across 18 agencies. These are nonpartisan watchdogs, and this includes the one from the Treasury Department who could have served as a guardrail against Musk's efforts. The hiring freeze, stopping federal spending, and trying to strong-arm federal workers to leave their jobs are all actions designed to make our government fail and move things over to the private sector, further fattening the bank accounts of these billionaires, these unelected billionaires. They'll consistently tell you that private is better, but meanwhile, the poverty gap keeps growing, and they keep laying off people. While Americans' wages remain low, their multi-million-dollar bonuses keep getting bigger. Republicans are pushing these cost cuts so they can pay for their tax cuts. Working-class Americans will not be benefiting from those tax cuts. But Musk, these tech billionaires, and Trump's wealthy cabinet officials, they certainly will. Meanwhile, working-class Americans will be paying the price in jobs, in lack of regulations, and in the loss of government services like Medicare and Social Security. Instead of a federal government designed to serve all the people, Trump is doing everything he can to turn the government into a tool to serve just one group, the rich oligarchs he calls his friends. Thank you for your time. I thank you. Thanks to the panel, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.